Okay, I'm live. Right, all right. Let's check it out. Let's see how it's working. All right, testing. All right, testing. Okay, that sounds pretty good. All right. What is going on YouTube? The first time doing a live stream in a while. Just trying to make sure I got all my technical bugs worked out, latency and speed. I don't want to be too choppy. I'll make sure I got all that squared away. So how is everybody doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I'm basically just going to be, I have a topic to talk about, but I'm really just going to be kind of shooting the shit tonight, so I'll probably be jumping from thing to thing. But we will most definitely be talking about the biggest victimhood class in America right now, which happens to be not just white males, but specifically conservative white males. My God. You talk about the biggest group of bitchers and moaners. Nobody tops conservative white males when it comes to victimhood mentality and the absolute projection, that they try to pull off to try to project, victimhood on anyone else who wants to call out, whether it be historical atrocities or current atrocities of the government, and who want to assign, whenever you want to assign accountability to where it actually belongs to, which is the top. They love to try and project the victimhood mentality onto you, while at the same time them being a victim. And I'm gonna just I just be scrolling, my Twitter, and we'll be going through different examples and just seeing how fragile conservative white males are. And it's actually ridiculous. I mean, it's completely pathetic. Um, Take for example Elon Musk, right? One of the biggest pathetic pussies in existence right now. I guess I probably need to turn my ringer off. Let me turn this thing off. Well, let me turn it down some. So yeah, um, Elon Musk would be one of the prime examples of white male fragility. Claims his platform is about free speech, except for when you speak on the hypocrisy and the degeneracy of white males. And you see them now um, trying to posit DEI as something that affected white males collectively substantially, and it absolutely did not, especially not in the negative way. So of course there were some changes, and of course some very few may have been negatively affected by it, but collectively and proportionally, fuck no, fuck no. So what if some of you were affected by it on a very small scale? So what? White males are still at the top of pretty much every category in America, and there's the contradiction right there when and especially the white supremacists. and the white nationalists. You cannot simultaneously be the greatest at everything, the most desired statistically, because statistically, white males, again, they're at the top of every good category, uh, and they boast about it, right? They claim it all the time. Most desired, most property owners, um, have the most wealth, um, have um, the most corporations, the most businesses. They 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 talk about all the greatness that they've offered to society and that they do, but at the same time, try to make themselves out to be victims, as if somehow they're at the bottom of the barrel just because a few of them have experienced some type of hardship. And in their mind, the hardship is you say mean things about me. That is the quintessential number one root core of what the complaining is and the bitching and moaning is when it comes to conservative white males. You say it mean things about me. And just going back to Elon Musk, just look at how, as a matter of fact, damn. So actually, my Twitter, well, I'm suspended on Twitter. So I'm not even able to. Oh crap! Did I go out? Okay, I'm back. Okay, I don't know if I went out on live or not, but it went out on my side. But anyway, um, prime example here. So look at how easily radicalized and how violent they can be. But at the same time, they'll try to use per capita and they'll try to use rates to trump magnitude amount of violence that they actually cause. But matter of fact, I'm going to bookmark this and I'll get back to it. But I'm suspended. Oh, you're not going to let me bookmark it? Oh, okay, here it is, Elon. So this is going to be a prime example of their fragility, while at the same time claiming to be the best at everything, claiming to have the highest IQ. And so Elon is again claiming that this is a free speech platform, except for when it comes to criticizing whites and white males in particular, conservative white males in particular. So as you see, he'll post black criminals. You'll never see him posting white criminals. Okay. Um, so here he is complaining. He's quoted as saying, there are massive transfer payments going to illegal aliens, and we're paying people to come here in vast numbers. They fast track citizenship, make them dependent on the government, and they vote hard left, vote importation. And he calls it evil. Well, the white South Africans that he was campaigning for to come over do the exact same thing. They get welfare as well because they're not bringing over the best of the best from South Africa. They're not bringing over the contributors to society. They're not bringing over the major contributors to the tax base or to the GDP in South Africa. They're bringing over the poor whites. They're bringing over the bottom of the barrel when it comes to whites in South Africa. But he's not complaining about that. Not only that, he's also very disingenuous. Elon Musk, especially his company SpaceX was about to go solvent around 2008. And SpaceX was given basically an interest-free loan. As most corporations are in America, they're able to get millions and millions of dollars in interest-free loans to help build their businesses. Now, of course, that's not a subsidy in the sense of, your run-of-the-mill subsidy, but it's still federal tax dollars going to this already rich person, interest free, mind you, so that he can build his business. Hold on, my air conditioner just came on. Let me turn it off right quick. Well, actually, my heater just came on. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, 1 second, guys. All right, let's turn it off. Kit over here. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Let me turn my camera back on. Okay. So yeah, his company SpaceX was going solvent, and I mean, it was going to be insolvent, whichever one of those words I'm supposed to use. But we saved him. American tax dollars saved him. He received payments from the American taxpayers to save his company. And granted, he did pay it back, but that's not the point. The point is that he technically received welfare from the government because those were government funds. That was taxpayers' money that he received to keep his company from going under. And let me just make sure I got my definitions here, right? Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. So we made him solvent. He was about to be insolvent with SpaceX until we saved his ass. And he was already rich. So here's an already rich man getting taxpayers' dollars to make him even richer and not even having to pay interest on it. When everyday Americans pay interest at the fucking wazoo for the loans that they want to get if they want to build a business. They're going to have to pay interest up the ass, which a lot of times they may end up paying, a third more or half more, or sometimes even double what their loan amount was. He didn't have to worry about that, but yet he complains about what other immigrants get when he was an immigrant also receiving federal dollars. And that's the important caveat. See, let's not get hung up on the titles of how they try to justify giving out federal dollars, right? Federal dollars are federal dollars. Taxpayer money is taxpayer money, no matter how you slice it, no matter what you categorize it as. You can categorize it as food stamps. You can categorize it as Medicare and Medicaid. You can categorize it as contracts. You can categorize it as, government loans. Either way, that is taxpayers' money that you're taking and that you're getting. You're not using your own, which, no good businessman uses his own money. But at the same time, you don't come and try to take taxpayers' money to do that. Why didn't you go to a bank? He didn't want to pay interest. So very, very hypocritical, in which Elon is. Elon is a hypocrite to the letter of the word, as most of these conservative, fragile white males are. They are hypocrites. Let's see. And so, again, so worried about what's going on in Minnesota, all the fraud going on in Minnesota. No mention about Brett Favre. No mention about the state of Mississippi. Where was the investigation in the state of Mississippi for Brett Favre? Don't be mad because the Somalis figured out, how the game worked when it comes to the government. You open up the businesses, you form the corporations, you file all your paperwork, and boom, you become eligible for these programs. That's how it goes. That is the way the government is set up to work. So don't get mad at them because they were able to get in and take advantage of it. Especially when we have so much other fraud going on the higher level. See, they love to focus on the fraud at the bottom level. Just like, again, going back to food stamps, right? They love to focus on the fraud at the lower level, which is a very small percentage of the fraud that the poor or the recipients are responsible for. But look at the lack of attention that they give to the top, to the top, or the majority of the fraud, coming from people like Brett Favre, coming from the corporations, coming from, you know, the billionaire millionaire class who have their own funds, but still somehow need to dip into the government funds, taxpayers' money. That's never talked about. There's no special expose on how the rich are defrauding the government. It's always how the bottom is, and what the least or the people who receive the least, what's going on with them. All right, let's see here. Let me find some of his hypocritical bitching and moaning, and let's point out, his victim mentality here. Let's see. Now we know why nursing homes in Minnesota have such a high election day turnout. So what? Both parties are cancerous to this country anyway. Left politicians commit to denationalizing important. Wow. See, all of this focus on the bottom half of the fraud, on the small part of it. But that's only so they can deflect from the actual massive fraud, where the percentages are so much higher. And that's exactly what Doge did, right? Doge came in and they only focused on the small amount of governmental waste, the small percentage of governmental waste. I'm not going to say amount because it actually is a small amount. Also, when you compare it to the entire federal budget, the millions of dollars that we saw going out from the NGOs, those are all pennies in comparison to what the federal budget is, and also in comparison to what other discretionary funds are going to. Very small amount. Let's see. Let's get to it. Well, you know what? Let me see if I can just search White on his page. Let's see what comes up. Okay. Yeah. I'm suspended, so it's not going to let me do it. But anyway, you know what? That's not searching his page. That is searching the entire Twitter. So let me just see here. There we go. Let me show you how much of a bitch-made hypocrite Elon is. Oh, it's not even going to let me search on this. Okay. All right. Well, I'll just scroll until I find it. I just have to doom scroll until I find him. Doing that. Okay, let's see. What can we do? Yeah, I mean, it's actually sickening, man. Okay, here we go. This is what happens when anti-white hatred is pushed in America. You see this bullshit? And let's read the picture. The picture says this is a middle school, first choice, disadvantages, predominantly black school, black people I love, right? Black community is, let me click on that. The black community in despair and suffering, okay? I don't want to cause that, don't want to harm them, right? Black fans, black community will hate me, right? Right, school covenant, right? Advantages, predominantly white school, white people I hate. And, he probably has good reason to. And see, here is an uncomfortable truth that conservative white males and white supremacists and white racists don't want to accept. People have a good reason to hate white people. They absolutely do. And that's an absolute truth. And it is absolutely acceptable to say that. But hypocritical victimhood, bitch-minded people like Elon and the other white conservatives, they don't want to accept those uncomfortable truths because they don't want accountability. They skirt account. No one skirts accountability more than conservative white males. And this is exactly why. See, because karma is a real thing. What goes around comes around. That's just the nature of life. And to no fault of the people who are currently here on their own, but reputation is a real thing. And white males, especially conservative white males, did a lot of bullshit throughout American history. And so that history is not just going to be erased. It's not just going to be forgotten about just because it's been so long since we had those obscene atrocities. And especially now, and especially since the atrocities have shifted from being so overt and being so, obscene and so severe, that they're covert and they're still continuing. So yes, people have a good reason to have a hate for whites because it's well earned, especially here in America. They love to harp on saying, "Oh, we were the first to end slavery" and all this bullshit. No, you were not. And plus, you do not get credit. Let me make this absolutely clear. You get no credit, you conservative whites, white males especially, for putting out a fire that you started here in this country. Of course, slavery was all over the world, but America had a constitution. America had laws that it set for its own self. And then America chose to violate those laws. And by America at that particular time, I mean white males. For the most part, conservative white males. Because that conservative ideology, is downstream from the religious ideology, in which, for the most part, people came to this country to practice their religious freedom. So, in essence, the conservative ideology is, born of that religious ideology, and that shit caused a lot of fucking atrocities in this country. But these fragile white males like Elon do not want the accountability that comes along with that. This country was so non-white for so many years that now they don't want to experience the karma that their grandfathers and their forefathers caused. I'm sorry, you missed out on the golden ages. What goes around comes around. The tables have turned. And I, for one, will not let you think you're going to escape that accountability. No, there will be accountability for it, no matter how much you bitch and moan about it. And again, anti-white hatred is, to them, is just people talking about white people. Just talking about it. No one's mass murdering white people. No one's mass lynching white people. White women are not being raped in masse by non-whites. If anything, it's their own people doing it to them the most. So anti-white hate or anti-white sentiment is well deserved in America due to the reputation that white males, conservative white males in particular, have in this country. And you're never going to get around it. No matter how much you bitch and moan about it, no matter how much you try to deflect and you bring up the Arabs and you bring up everyone else, no. You're most definitely going to be held to account for it. And people are just sick of it. Like, we're sick of the victimhood mentality that the so-called high IQs and the high earners and the high property owners and the high business owners have. If you're at the top, then you have to deal with the consequences from being at the top. Everything has consequences. And you're never going to skirt your consequences. You're never going to get around your consequences. Look at this comment. White Christian men built America. No, they did not. They helped build it. If anything, they probably financed it. They have now become the scapegoat. Well, I mean, a lot of shit is their fault, especially historically. And even now, the entire housing crisis, you can blame it on white males, conservative white males. because the housing crisis was a direct result of Reaganomics. Again, conservative white males. Conservative white males can be blamed basically for all of the problems in America right now, historically and now, because they continue to do the shit continually. It says people just want equality, but y'all here hate everywhere you see it. Exactly. Exactly. I'm just looking at some of the comments here. The woke mind virus. The woke right mind virus is the real issue. That is what really needs to be eradicated, because this entire swing, and see, appropriation again. Appropriation is something else that is almost like it's genetic to conservative white males, and to their it's the way they compensate for their lack. I don't know if it's their lack of originality or if it's their lack of creativity, but appropriation is how they compensate for what they cannot come up with on their own. And just taking the word woke. Woke had nothing to do with political correctness, which is what they took it and transformed it into as another way to victimize themselves. Nobody victimizes themselves more than conservative white males. No one, period. And especially from a standpoint of they're not actually victims, because nothing is happening to them collectively that is atrocious or that is detrimental to a severe level. Nothing at all. The worst thing that's happening to conservative white males is that people are calling them out on their bullshit. And people are saying mean things about them. So what the fuck? People can say mean things about you. No one gives a shit. You will be fucking talked about. And especially if you want to be at the top. This is just collateral damage from being at the top. Think about the LA Lakers. Think about the New England Patriots. Think about the Dallas Cowboys. Whenever you're at the top, think about the Yankees. Whenever you're at the top, you're going to have collateral hate for you. That's a part of it. So you can't have it both ways. You can't be the best at everything, at the top of everything good, and then not want to accept the consequences that come from being at the top. No, you will receive those consequences. And part of those consequences is people going to talk shit about you. And you can't even handle that. You can't even handle people talking shit about you, although you being the best at everything. You know what I'm saying? So much high IQ and shit. It's wild. It's stupid wild up there. It's okay to be white. No one ever said it wasn't okay to be white. See? Victimhood mentality. This is quintessential white male fragility. No one ever said it was not okay to be white. But you will be associated with the reputation that comes with being a white male, and a conservative white male, to be specific. You will. And there's no way around it. But instead of accepting accountability and saying, you know what? Yes, historically, conservative white males have been pieces of fucking shit. Despite what good they may have done. And more than likely, it wasn't the conservative white males doing the good. It was more than likely probably the liberal white males doing the good, which, you know, they have their bullshit too, but not as much. See, we're talking about proportionality here. Liberal white males have their issues too, but proportionally, conservative white males are the blame for all the historical atrocities in this country and the current state of America right now. Look at this cope. Look at this cope. This is all just cope, all of victimhood. Stop victimizing yourselves. Conservative white males have no reason whatsoever to feel like they are victims because they have not victimized on a collective level. And the few who fall through the cracks and experience it, hey, so what? You are collateral damage. It's just what happens. So what? For the most part, collectively, white males are at the top of every category. So you're not going to exacerbate and aggregate the minority of you who are not able to experience the privilege and the benefits to try to make it seem like all of you. No, my God, we're sick of that shit. Absolutely sick of it. And so, and again, this Minnesota thing is just going to be a fad, right? Because of course you'll probably find some, but for the most part, they're not going to find anything to the magnitude of what they're making it out to be. Because if they didn't tell you, the Trump administration already investigated Minnesota at the beginning of the year. And even when Nick Shirley went, that rat piece of shit, he didn't even show how the place that he was saying was closed had already been closed down by the government anyway. They even had a sign on the door in which he blurred out. Nick Shirley literally blurred out the sign that says that they had closed down. But, see, that didn't fit his narrative. So he had to, oh, yeah, here he is right here. Just fake. So fake. And see, they'll never give you the entire truth when it comes to this type of shit. What they'll do is they'll give you their narrated events of it to push the narrative in which they're trying to promote. But they'll never give you the actual truth of it. They'll just give you the bits and pieces to make you see the picture that they're trying to paint. It's just like how you have that meme about the media, how when one guy is stabbing the other guy, but the media zooms in on a certain part that makes it look like the guy being stabbed is doing the stabbing. This is what fragile conservative white males do to try and project or to try to give the illusion that collectively they're experiencing mass victimization to a severe level when they are absolutely not. Just a bunch of crybabies who are not man enough to deal with being at the top of where they say they are at. You will get flack at the top. That's a part of being the best. So you cannot be the best and then not want to suffer the consequences of being the best, because being the best has its own consequences. It's an oxymoron, a flat out oxymoron. Let's see what else. Let's see what else Elon got. I cannot, look at this meme, guys. You cannot subsidize irresponsibility and expect people to become more responsible. Exactly. Tell that to fucking Wall Street. Tell that to the banks. Because that's exactly what happened with the banking situation. And now we're right back at the same situation right now. We are in the prime situation right now to be in another housing crisis, just as we were 13 years ago. It was 13 years ago, right? What, 10 years ago? No. That's almost 20 years. So what, 17, 2008. 17 years ago. We are right back in the same position, for the most part, with the housing market, where houses are, the asking prices are so high. Well, the asking prices were so high at one particular time, and now those prices have dropped. And when people foreclose or lose those homes, the banks are not going to be able to cover what's left over because the asking price was so high. The mortgage is so high that you'll never sell it back for more than the value of what their mortgage is. Now that person has defaulted on the loan. So even the banks are going to lose money. So we're right back at that bubble. But no talk about that. None whatsoever. The entire focus remains on the less than, the poor. And these quotes and these memes in which they direct them to. But they do not direct them to the people who are the bulk of their irresponsibility, who receive the bulk of those subsidized federal funds, whether it be an actual subsidy by definition or not, those are still public funds. It's still federal dollars, no matter how you try and slice it. They rather much raise taxes and fix fraud. Such a cop out. And that's another thing that billionaires like to do. They like to make people feel like they're overtaxed when in actuality we're really overpriced, disproportionately more than we're overtaxed. Because they love talking about, disproportions, right? Per capita, right? Disproportionately, we are overpriced in comparison to what we're taxed. And the kicker is our taxes go up so that we can continue to give our federal funds to the billionaire contractors and vendors like Elon who overprice their products. Now, I understand that supposedly he's doing the space thing for America at a cheaper price than what NASA or what other companies were doing. Okay. But you probably could be doing it even cheaper than what you're saying you're doing it for. Just like with AI. They want all of this money. They want the United States government to subsidize their AI companies, asking for billions of dollars for AI development. When China did the same thing for a fraction of what they're asking for. And then China wrote down what they did, in essence, and gave it to students in America. And IT students in America, like at UC Berkeley, recreated step by step what the Chinese did and did it for $30. You see, so there's a prime example of, even though Elon may be cheaper than anyone else offering it, he's still not as cheap as he could be because he still wants to overprice. It's not going to take that much of an investment into AI to get it to where it is, because most of that money is going to end up going to salaries of administration, not really to the people doing the creating, not really to the materials. The majority of all of the money that goes to our contractors and vendors of the federal government, if you check their budgets, you'll see that most of it goes to salaries. And the majority of what's going to salaries is going to go to the administration, the people doing the least amount of work, which is the finesse in which they don't talk about. You see, he won't talk about that. He won't talk about the budget of what these companies receive from the federal government. And once they receive that budget, or once they receive those funds, how much of those funds ends up going into the pockets of people who are not actually doing the work? Proportionally, of course. Because, of course, the workers are going to get some money for doing the work. But a disproportionate amount is going to go to the people who are sitting at the top, who aren't actually breaking a sweat for a dime. It's all hypocrisy. All hypocrisy. And then they sit back as if, oh, it's so bad. Oh, white males this, white males that. Oh, shut the fuck up. Like just a bunch of fucking babies. Grown babies at that. Think about the bully in the movies. You have the bullies and they push people around. They do all type of evil and dirty shit. And then just as soon as something happens to them, they cry the hardest, they cry the loudest, and they cry the longest. After all the bullshit and pain they've caused other people, now that they've received even a fraction, even a taste of the same medicine of what they've been dishing out for so long, now the entire world is about to end. And that sums up conservative white males in a nutshell right there. They can dish shit out all day long, and it's fine as long as they're the ones dishing it out. But as soon as someone else reciprocates even a minuscule, tiny, microscopic fraction of that same vitriol. They can't take it. You see, fraud, say fraud. Elon's the biggest fraud of them all. Again, Doge is the example of that. Elon only showed us money that was already spent. Doge literally saved not a dime, not one dime did Doge save. Doge showed us money that was already spent. And even in places where they did end certain programs or certain initiatives that were yet to be had, that money wasn't taken and put and put back to pay off our national debt. That money was taken and just transferred, moved over to some other cause that conservatives want. So in actuality, we didn't save any fucking thing. They only found ways to take money from one cause and put it to a cause in which they're in support of. But again, conservative white males and their fucking fragility. They want to focus on the small wrongs that everyone else does so that they can cover up the massive amount of wrongs that they do, which is wholly disproportionate. So, big up to the Somalis. Big up to them for being able to come to America and use the system as it was meant to be used. In America, our government is meant to enrich those who follow the steps and guidelines that they say to do so. That's what the American government is like. That's what it's built for. That's why so many people get rich off of it. That's why Elon used it and got rich off of it. You incorporate, you file for your 501c3, and you receive your funds. And then you open up the other businesses. You incorporate your profit corporations. And then you provide these areas and these communities with things that these people can use. That's the American way. It's the American way to get rich off of taxpayers. So kudos to the Somali community for figuring that out. I wish my Black American community would do that and stop being so ashamed and let people shame us out of government assistance and government funds. No, that's exactly how they all are getting rich. Elon is one of the biggest welfare babies you ever want to see. Now, it's not welfare by the colloquial sense of what we know it to mean, food stamps and Medicaid, but again, it's still federal money. No matter what you categorize it as, it is still federal funds. And who receives the vast majority of federal funds in America? Whites do. So much so to where they don't pay in as much as they put out. I mean, they don't pay in as much as they get out. Because they try to come up with this negative thing when they talk about Black Americans. The only net positive race or ethnicity in America are Asians. Because again, we're talking about all federal funds. You don't get to separate which federal funds you want to include when you talk about government assistance or recipient of government funds. No, it's the exact reason we have a deficit, because our government spends more money than it's budgeted to have. That's where the deficit comes from. We didn't bring in enough money. So we had to create more to spend out, to compensate, and to keep our contractors and our vendors funded. They try to use the debt as something that's so bad. We need to reduce the debt. But our national debt is what funds our private sector. Because again, our private sector are the people who are receiving the majority of these federal funds. And that's why we're spending over what we bring in revenue, is because we are paying these private vendors and contractors of these private companies. Our deficit funds our private class. So in a capitalist country, in a profit-driven country, that's exactly what we want, right? We want to fund our private class. And that's how they speak out of both sides of their mouths. They say, "Oh, this is America," free market. Okay, this is our deficit is a direct result of our free market because we don't control prices. So we allow corporations to charge our government whatever the fuck they want to charge them for the most part, except for when it comes to Medicare, Medicaid. That's uh, uh, that's like the only place when it comes to receiving government funds that they put a cap on what you can charge them. But other than that, there's no cap. There's no price cap on Boeing to where Boeing can charge us for an F-35. They won't put a price cap on that because they'll scream free market. But you'll put a price cap on what a doctor can charge you for Medicaid. So I guess it's not as free market as you say it is, because in times when you want to, like, make it make sense. When you want to cap the free market, when you want to price control, you do it. It's wild. Look at this. This is just grandstanding. Grandstanding. Nothing will come of this. Absolutely nothing will come of this Minnesota thing. The only thing that comes of this is that these creators get to benefit off of it financially. They get to get the views off of it and get the revenue from the views. That's about it. I believe they said Nick Shirley just got government funds to go do more investigation. Why do we have to pay Nick Shirley when we already have investigatory, if that's the word. Let me see this word, investigatory. Oh, somebody text me. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, investigatory. Right. So yeah, we already have all of these investigatory agencies. Why in God's name do I have to give Nick Shirley some of my tax dollars when we already have government agencies who are paid to go and do these investigations? When we already have government agencies who have done these investigations already and who have already taken action. So it is an absolute wild thing to fucking see. It's so wild to see. Let's see. Okay. That's enough on Elon's bitch ass. Elon, when he was with Doge, man, that was like having a rat in the fucking cheese factory. Imagine giving a rat the keys to a cheese factory. It's wild. Yes, my account is suspended. You fucking bitches. I'm appealing it though, so we'll see what happens with it. Look at this idiot with knowledge on. Again, these white supremacists are the beacons for victimhood mentality. That's all you can do is just be a victim all day long when you have no reason to be, especially white women. My God, like they get every fucking thing. What is it? It says crazy many things we don't even realize we don't have because of racism. I never thought about the fact that I never saw a black feast illustrated. Well, I mean, that's That's kind of crazy. Do y'all see what Grok is doing and removing people's pants? Like, watch this shit. Grok done went straight porn AI here, or soft core porn out here. Look at this shit. Look, somebody said Grok changed the outfit into a G-string without a top. And they actually did it. Look, she has no top on. Like, and Grok even gave her a nipple. But this is what Grok did. Look at this shit, boy. Boy, Grok is not bullshitting. All right, let's see if we can find some more of these fragile white males with their incessant complaining. I mean, it is fucking incessant. Talk about fatigue. You see? Now, now we really have to be careful nowadays because anything can be AI. But let's just take this picture, right? And let's just say this picture was true, which, chances are it is true. It says white police officer in plain clothes jumps in to arrest a group of white and black Americans, integrationists in a segregated pool in Florida. Look at that. That's the reputation that conservative white males have. That's it right there. And no amount of cope, no amount of deflection is going to change that. That is the reputation. And it is a well-earned reputation. Imagine the hate that these people in this pool developed for this guy. Imagine that. And all these other people who were so against it. It is well-deserved. Now, I wasn't a proponent of forced integration myself, because people were choosing to mix and match when they wanted to. Prime example right here. Well, I mean, I'm not sure if this was forced or not, but I'm not a proponent of forced integration. I hate that they actually forced us to integrate like that. But the point is, who are the people who enforce those rules and who set those rules? Conservative white males. So there's a reputation that's passed down that comes with being a conservative white male. And as much as people want to try and get around it, you'll never be able to get around the sins of the father falling down to the son, because it does. The sins of the father will be visited upon the son. And that's just a fact of the matter. Again, no matter how you try to slice it, no matter how you try to get around it, no matter how you try to say it's not true, it does. Debt passes down, property passes down, wealth passes down, reputation passes down as well. And that reputation will forever be there for conservative white males, until there's another 300 or 400 years of conservative white males doing the exact opposite. But, that's not going to happen. Let's see. Damn Kirk. Damn Charlie. Look at old Kai. Oh, rest in peace, Isaiah. Shit. That was my guy, Isaiah. But yeah, let's see if we can find some more examples of white male fragility and how they, sweet Jesus. Oh, God. And how they make themselves out to be victims. Again, no one is more of a victim than conservative white males. And look at this fucking idiot. I can't stand Vivid. And just a sidebar right quick. This fucking first generation descendant of an immigrant, piece of shit, son of an immigrant, piece of shit, dreamer, anchor baby, can never give an American, especially a rooted American, especially a foundational American, whether it be a black foundational American, a white foundational one, a Native American, or even a Hispanic American, which they're Native Americans too. Like when I say Native Americans, I mean Mexicans too, and Hispanic people because they're all the same. But that piece of fucking curry shit can never, ever give the definition for what an American is. Not to us, he can't. Because while you may be an American, you're not as American. And you'll never be as American. And he tries to use, Ronald Reagan's soliloquy or, Ronald Reagan's quote, which in essence, Reagan was right. And yes, anyone can be an American. And I have no issue with that because American was not, when the United States of America was founded, it was not some racially homogenous place that was founded by the people who were at least somewhat native to that land, or at least recently native to that land. It wasn't. So in essence, Reagan is right. We're not Japan. We're not Europe. We're not Africa. We're not India. We're not any of these countries or continents that had people who established the country's borders who were at least recently native to that particular land. America was built by immigrants. America was founded by immigrants. A settler can be a fucking immigrant. I don't care if you're a settler, you're still an immigrant. So in that sense, he is exactly right. Anybody can be an American, which is why we can never compare ourselves to Japan or to Europe or to any of these other places. But here's the caveat to that. While anybody can be an American, you can never be as American. That is where the difference comes in. That's where the contrast comes in at. That is where the context comes in at. Sure, you can be an American. But if you're not 10 generations in, 8 generations in, you have no right to say what the fuck the definition of an American is. Period. And you cannot use one quote from Ronald Reagan, which you're using out of context and without nuance, to justify your descendant of immigrant ass position. But anyway, enough on him. Rest in peace to the Candy girl, that Poe family. Oh, JD Vance. He's another one. White male fragility. You saw him at TPUSA. You don't have to feel guilty about being white. No one ever said you had to. There was no law that said you had to feel guilty about being white. You cannot find one video of anyone telling any white person feel guilty about being white. They're self-internalized because you know the history, but you don't want to accept the responsibility and the accountability of that history, of that reputation. That is a reputation that you're never going to get over. Oh, here's one. This dude, AKA. He's one of those perpetual, fragile ass conservative white dudes that bitches and moans all the fucking time. All the fucking time. And that was fucked up, that little girl kicking that boy. She shouldn't have done that. She shouldn't have done that at all. But that's no indictment on all black girls or on all black people, period. But he'll take it and he'll do it. So let's just click on his page right quick. This AKA dude. When I tell you this dude is a bitch, like a pussy bitch, it gets no more bitch made than this particular guy. Let's see. See, we shouldn't have to live like this. You're not living like anything. His bitch ass doesn't even live around black people probably. He probably doesn't even see black people in his whole day. But here he is trying to victimize himself. See, this is a classic example of victimization. He probably He probably hasn't seen a black person within the past week. Yet, he's making himself out to be a victim. Nothing is more bitch made than inserting yourself into a situation in which you're not, in which you're not part of. Here's another one. More than likely, let me see. Oh no, that's a fucking tiger chasing somebody. Oh shit. Let's see what else he got. What in the world is going on? We're gone with that skit. Mm. Where's mindset? Oh shit, I fucked up. Hold on just a moment, guys. Okay. I did not mean to click on this post. How to protect yourself from legal. Oh God, Matt Walsh. Matt Walsh is another one. He's like the leader of white male fragility.
You're saying if you're not a woman, then you shouldn't have an opinion.
Where does a guy get a right to say what a woman is? Women only know what women are.
Are you a cat?
No.
Can you tell me what a cat is?
Now that was funny. That was super funny. That was fucking super funny. It says, men argue that people do not actually enjoy meat itself, claiming they only like seasoning that makes it palatable, and said humans are not designed to eat meat. Okay. The road rage is real. A mother removed all her children from It's a Small World boat ride in Disneyland. Going to bring on the attraction, ignoring repeated announcements from cast members telling guests to remain seated. Okay, yeah, we can move on. Officer has no idea why he's acting like this. All right, let's move on from AKA. Looks like I got one listener. Hey, appreciate it. Who's ever watching? Oh, you know what? I think it's me. Because I am looking at it on my phone. Let me close it out. See if my one watcher goes away. Oh, you know what? I think it did. I think I lost my one watcher. See if I can share and get some people in here. Share it. Okay. Who else can I send it to? I can send it to Carlos. Okay. I'm not even sure if she even looks at her messages. I say his pen might not work. Okay. All right, let's get back to it. What was I at? So yeah, just talking about the fragility. I'm just scrolling through X here. Oh, here's another. My God. Oh, here's another one of the fragile white males. Another great representative of the fragility of conservative white males. And again, I just want to be clear that I'm specifically talking about conservative white males when I talk about this fragility, because they are the main ones who are just pouring victimhood on themselves. I mean, they are just bathing themselves in victimization, while simultaneously claiming to be at the top of everything and the best of everything. It's completely wild. But yeah, let's listen to two of the top bitch made white conservative white fragile victims.
This is why people call the Groypers gay. Stop doing that. You don't represent
you don't
them.
like
you don't represent us. The people watching Nick are guys like me on the job sites now, not guys like you anymore.
Yeah, is that right? So
right.
Remember when
That's
you said by the way, they're like, I get why Nick can't associate with me.
Yeah, I get
what
it.
happened to
he
that?
Can't do what I'm doing, just like you can.
I don't. He's not.
I'm faggots,
I'm
this
fuckable.
is why people call the Groypers gay. Stop doing that.
You don't like.
You don't represent us.
You see that? You see that? Now the fragile white males are infighting, which they always do anyway. But just listen to that shit. Just listen to it. Fighting over who can be the biggest victim, who can bitch and moan the most. The guys on the work site. The guys on the work site are not bitching and moaning like you should. You fragile piece of shit. This Chud guy claims, look at this. Look at this shit. Look at this fucking bitch made wannabe victim ass punk. Every white man who gets harassed by a chimp were to exercise their free speech and call them a nig to their faces. What's the move? Ban us all. Then they would have brought back freedom of association. I'm unironically bringing back segregation via reverse psychology. No, you're not. Chud, you are a fucking fragile ass conservative white male. You are a bitch made ass dude, and you are the beacon. You are the example of why there is a such thing as anti-white hate, which is well deserved. Might I add? You are exactly that, Chud. You are the reason that it continues, because you are the prime example of what, and not just probably your grandfather, but I'm just speaking in general here, as far as conservative white males historically. You are the prime example of what your forefathers were, of what your ancestors were. You carry their reputation and you wear it on your chest proudly. And I guarantee you, you're one of those white males, and this is how you know they're bitch made. This is how you know they have no actual testicular fortitude, right? they say that people can turn them racist. And the number one excuse they give for someone turning them racist is, oh, well, I tried to be nice to black people. I tried to talk to them, but they just called me a racist and told me to get out their face. So since they called me a racist, I became a racist. How fucking weak and how much of a bitch-made dude do you have to be to allow words to make you become racist? But that's the excuse that these hypocritical pieces of shit will give you, while simultaneously at the same fucking time telling you to stop being a victim. So you're going to tell people who have actual atrocities committed against their people and generational trauma and current atrocities, albeit more covertly, to stop being victims when they actually are being victimized, while at the same time you're making yourself to be the biggest victim, because you're literally admitting that you are so weak and so fragile that you cannot take mean words because people were mean to you and that made you racist. You fucking weak piece of shit. Nobody is weaker than these type of dudes. You won't find them. You won't find a more fragile, a more pussified specimen than you will this type of dude. A conservative white male. Nobody. Look at this. He did none of this. He laid hands on nobody. Let's listen to it and see.
Dalton Etherly, this is Sergeant Jackson, Clarksville Police Department. Purpose of this call is to advise you that you have been trespassed from the In-N-Out Market, 360 Craft Street, as of today's date, which is December 30th, 2025. Thank you, sir.
Right, you were trespassed.
Dalton Etherly, this is Sergeant Jackson.
They did not say you're under arrest for assault. They did not say you're under arrest for battery. You were trespassed. You didn't put your fucking hands on nobody. You fucking piece of shit. You fucking pussy. You went there, you instigated, and because they have impulse control, which you lack, they did exactly what they were supposed to do. They called the fucking cops on you and got you trespassed off their property. Now here you are trying to build yourself up as if you did something so you laid hands on no fucking body. If so, show it. Calling nigga schoolgirls, but you're sitting there literally bitching at Beardson. You've been a schoolgirl to Beardson about him being a gorper. Again, a straight projection and a hypocritical projection there. Look at this. You can't make this shit up. He's calling nigga schoolgirls and gossiping. And then in the very next post, laugh my ass off, Beardson. Laugh my ass off. Beardson should have never ran his mouth about people who are being supported after being counseled for simply saying words. Anyone with the liquor sense can tell he's cooked who is jealous of the support we are getting. He's lost hundreds of followers. Again, did I not just say that while at the same time they accuse you of something, in the same voice, simultaneously they're doing the exact same thing? Prime example. You can't make this shit up. You cannot be a chud and a victim at the same time, you bitch ass dude. Like, it's impossible. Okay, let's listen to some more of his bitching. Just watch it. I guarantee you he's just bitching out. Where's the sound? Oh shit, I wasn't trying to do that. Let's see what he says here. I'm on.
I make more money in one stream than you have Twitter followers. Suck my dick, you know. I make more money in one stream than you have Twitter followers. Suck my dick, you know. Like, yeah, I'm cool with it. Like, if you want me to make content and like push the envelope, then yeah, I need money so I can have the freedom to do that. Otherwise, you know, I'll just fucking go off and use my bachelor's degree or whatever and get a job somewhere, you know. But yeah, I don't know. It's a weird thing. I don't know why people are so afraid of that. And then it's like at the same time, some dumb redneck goes out and like screams the N-word at black people, and everybody gives them money, and like nobody's calling that person a grifter, for the record, like ever. Like no, that's just like a totally noble thing. It's like, yeah, right.
It's most definitely a grift, Beardson. Most fucking definitely the master of fucking grifts, because they broke his shit, and that's all Chud is doing. Like it really has become a grift because they're so fucking lazy. His fucking roofing business or his construction business is down in the dumps. So he sees the opportunity. All I have to do is go out and harass black Americans because, as always, black Americans are the most profitable human capital in the fucking world. So I can boost myself. I can get income. I can get notoriety off of the backs of black Americans. Because you see, he's not going to Asians. He's not going to Asians and calling them chinks. He's not going to Hispanics and calling them spics. He's coming to the most profitable human capital group, black Americans, because that's the best he can do. That's how much he fucking sucks. How much of a piece of shit he is. Can't even get his own business off the fucking ground. So he has to resort to, he has to come where he knows he can make his money at. Because he knows that there's a plethora of other bitch made ass dudes like himself. Oh, good. This is 19. Oh, this is gold.
Yeah, I know you don't know anything about that.
This is gold. Yeah. Let's check this out while I roll up right quick.
Anyways, I get it. You got to make your money. That's fine.
Is the volume up on this? Okay, it must be his fucking volume, man. Let's watch the fragile white males do what they do best. Come on, man.
Yeah, I know you don't know anything about that.
I know you're mad that
Okay, I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to leave the video playing. Shit, I need to pause it so it can load up. My internet is slow as shit. All these kids in the house, all these damn devices, video games, cell phones and shit. Come on, video. You know what? Maybe if I click out of it and just let it play on the small screen.
I'm mad that people are donating and supporting me. So I wanted to come on here.
All right, guys. I'll be right back.
Is that, yeah, I'm not really mad you made 37K. That's not even a year's worth of salary, and you've like completely ruined your life. So
that's not a year's worth of salary. Damn.
37? Yeah.
You must be better off than me, bro.
Yeah, I am better off than you.
That makes me feel good for you. I used to be on your side. I still want to be, brother.
That's crazy that you think 37K is a year's worth of salary. What are you talking about? Like,
what did I do to you? Why are you talking shit about the rednecks saying the N-word? We got to take our country back.
Do you just think the N-word thing is like tired and trite, and it's cheap?
No, it's
you know
the
what
I mean? Did you hear that lame piece of shit? Hold on, I'm turning my camera back on. Did you hear that lame? That lame said we have to take our country back, and the way we take our country back is by saying nigga. Come on, dude. How pathetic. How pathetic are you that you feel saying nigga is the only way to take your country back? The bar is so fucking low. That's low. When I think about taking the country back, so let me tell you what taking the, or what taking the country back means to an actual man, right? Taking the country back means taking money out of politics, restrictions and regulating corporations, changing the funding structure of our federal government, term limits on politicians, etc. That's how we take our country back. We already have freedom of speech in America. But what we don't have is freedom from speech, which means that you can say what you want to say, but there's no freedom from you getting the consequences from what you want to say. And again, lack of accountability. That's what it all boils down to. They want no accountability. They do not want to suffer any consequences from their actions. And words have consequences. Speaking is an action. When you take that action, just by the law of physics, for every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction. So you cannot get away from the consequence of physics. You take the action of speaking, depending on what you say, you will get a reaction to that. No accountability at all. Let's keep listening.
Word that they say you can't say, so that's why you must say it. It's a pretty simple principle for most men with testosterone.
Oh, you don't even know how to figure out Discord because you're fucking 50 IQ.
Because every real man must know Discord or else he's retarded.
A 5-year-old playing Minecraft can figure out Discord, you fucking Neanderthal retard.
Do you know how to change your tie rods, nigger?
Okay, if you're gonna say that, I have to kick you, man. I can't have you on there if you're gonna say the congrats on like being like a blue collar guy.
You know
no, I can't. I can afford. You know, hey, you know what? I got a job for you. Maybe I'll just pay your broke ass to do it for me. Maybe I'll just pay your broke ass to do it for me so you can afford to buy some gifts for your kids. What? Go out and say the N-word? Yeah, do what I do. How about that? Instead of fucking becoming a
start, and you're gonna get mobbed to death.
Go back to where all this started. All right, let's go back to where all this started. So, you were talking about like not being chronically online on Twitter, right? So
no, that's
what you
not where it started.
No, that's not where it started. But I'm getting to it. Oh my gosh, dude, you're so retarded. You are so dumb. It's called a segue. We are segueing into.
Let's go. Keep going.
I will. Shut the fuck up, you dumb Neanderthal chimp. You are a chimp, dude. You are like 50 IQ. It's like talking to a fucking child. All right, so. You're talking about not being chronically online, right? You're following so far, right? You want me to make some drawings and crayon for you? Would that help? You got that? Okay, you're listening. So yeah, I'm also not chronically online either, which is why I didn't respond to your DM in an hour. I was actually going to respond to your DM when I got home from like going to Taco Bell, getting some cigs. You know what I mean? And instead, I come home and you're acting and you're
back home. Get your voice flop.
Yeah, I love goy slop. What's wrong with a little Taco Bell, dude?
You're a dork, bro. Keep talking.
I'm the dork.
Like
I'm the dork that's acting. Bro, you're acting like my ex-girlfriend. Thank you, dude. You're such a fucking retard.
Beardson is owning this fucking idiot. He is flat-foot dragging the fuck out of this dumbass. That is wow. Beardson is lambasting this bitch. Let's keep listening.
Do this in real life.
Why? Why would I do that? I make good money sitting in my chair.
Yeah, you make good money. I'm not.
So
I don't give
what?
A shit about
yeah,
that.
you're broke.
The fucking culture.
You have kids.
Bring our country back to
you're not going to bring our country back when you're fucking broke and homeless. You fucking idiot.
I'm not broke and homeless. I've lived here for 10 years. This is my same house. It's doxed. People know where I'm at. They can show up right now and I'd kill him on stream.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's so, man, you're so badass, dude. That's so great.
You're not.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not. What are you going to do? What are you going to do about it? Nothing.
Guys like you. We're the one that's wanting to do this infighting shit.
You're the one that's like, go outside. Go outside. Go IRL. Like, why? What's the point? What's the point of this? Like,
do you hear the like this whole, in your voice, the whole
thing, because you're acting like my fucking ex-girlfriend, dude.
Do you hear the fucking estrogen in your voice, dude? It's really annoying.
The last thing that you sent to me, literally the last words that you sent to me were no hard feelings. Yeah, and then I didn't respond.
No hard feelings. I told you I don't want to fight you.
and I didn't respond within an hour. So then you crashed out on the timeline because I didn't respond to you fast enough.
Exactly, Beardson. Thank you, Chud. Thank you, Beardson. Chud, you fucking fragile bitch made ass nigga. Well, snow nigga. You bitch made ass nigga, man. That man did not respond to you. That man was like, fuck you, sucker. And then look at what you had to do. You had to go and crash out like the little bitch made ass dude you are. You are a fucking piece of shit, dude. And you let Beardson, the fat fucking meme appropriate basement dwelling gorper, fucking own you. Turn you into a little fucking pussy. How do you let Beardson of all fucking people? Beardson is the white gorper meme come to life. And you can't help but chimp out on your timeline when he doesn't respond to you. That's very homosexual. Very. Get his ass, Beardson.
Bro, look at this. People love this shit. You're getting money right now.
No, just respond to what I'm saying, dude. You chimped out. Choice. You chimped out.
I chimped.
See? See, Beardson even just say he chimped out after I said it. I haven't seen it before. This is my first time seeing this shit.
Out for good reason, bro. I'm having fun with
what's the good reason?
And you hear that shit? I chimped out for good reason. That's also another thing you hear from them. Whenever they're doing something that they are accusing someone else of doing, they say they have good reason for it. It's always okay. They find a way to justify it. No accountability. So you're a bitch, dude. All day.
Because I didn't respond to you in an hour. No, we're not networking. I don't like you.
You. People are watching my face right now. This is happening.
You're not making a good impression, dude. Like this is people are not on your side right now. Like
trust me. That's fine. That's fine. We're having fun.
I'm having a great time. If I was in your position, I would not be having a good time.
That's okay. You can, project all your bullshit.
I'm not projecting anything, dude. There's a difference in just crashing out and being a fucking spurg for content.
That's what you do for a living.
Yeah, on people that suck, on our enemies.
You're sitting here, you're saying I'm one of them. You're saying people.
You are now because you crashed out like a fucking girl.
Let me speak. You're saying the N-word are your enemy. Did you not say that?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't? I literally clipped your space where you're saying that people are out here grifting. No one's calling people getting paid for saying the N-word a grifter. Everyone's calling us grifters.
Dude, do I have to? Let me give you a little history lesson, and by history lesson,
give you a history.
Like 6 months ago, you keep making that joke. It doesn't land. I'm sorry.
It's sick, dude.
It doesn't land.
I can hear it. Please talk normal.
Yeah. Should I grunt and groan? Would you understand it if I started dragging my knuckles onto the ground? Would that resonate with you more?
Right, Beardson. Right. Start. Give his ass the Ooga Booga language. Go Ooga Booga to his ass. Then he'll understand. Fucking Neanderthal caveman. Ooga Booga his motherfucking ass, Beardson. Then he'll get it.
Or me start GoFundMe. Me say N-word. I'm a dancing monkey. I'm a dancing monkey. Yeah. That's Jester. Bro, your career is like being a jester for a bunch of people that don't matter.
You don't run shit.
Then why are you starting a GoFundMe saying I'm going to go out of business?
Been trying to starve me for 2 years. I've been popular in my local community way before the X shit, boy. So that's what I'm doing this for. It's so that I can have the voice because they snuffed me out in my local community. So much so that I couldn't even.
It's your fucking fault you got snuffed out, you fucking idiot, because you want to be so sensationalist. Because you want to project your fucking internalized hate because you were such a fucking bitch that you allowed somebody to make you a racist. So now you want to try and project that shit. Dude, Beardson is roasting your fucking ass. You caused your own downfall. And again, guys, look at the lack of accountability. He does not want to take accountability for the fact that it's his own fault that he fucked his business up because he wanted to be a piece of fucking shit. That's his fault. But now he wants to blame somebody else. Can't make this shit up, folks.
Argue my point to my priest to say, hey, what the fuck?
Right, and then so then to prove everybody wrong, you decided to double down to make the situation worse make the situation worse for yourself.
Not worse. That's gotten a lot better, dude. I didn't have 37K in my account.
Oh, dude, that's crazy.
I don't know about you, buddy, but I can get a lot of raw milk and eggs from the Amish guy for $37,000 fucking dollars.
Dude, that's so pathetic. Like, it's like, again, it's like short-term versus long-term thinking, dude.
Oh
like,
God,
you're not gonna,
dude. Listen, the Lord calls you to.
Man, Beerson is roasting this dude. You're exactly right, Beerson. He worried about what we call the short change. You know what? Let me stop interrupting so y'all can hear this shit. But yeah, he's worried about what we call the short change. He ain't looking for the long money. He's looking for that short change or short change for, you know, my AAV what's the word I'm looking for? For my AAV deficient people. He's looking for the short change.
Martyr yourself if that's what you're called to do,
bro. You just took his name.
So much material.
Piety check me and be like, the Lord does this. It's like you just took his name in vain.
No one piety checked you. I'm simply saying
you did.
I'm not fucked up with being martyred and not seeking materials for long term. He's blessing me. I'm rejoicing in the blessing. Thank you, Lord. Dude, Thank you.
You are too like you. I'm sorry. It's like I genuinely. I'm gonna meet you halfway here. Like I genuinely feel bad for the position that you're in. Straight up, I do. I do feel bad.
I appreciate that. That's all I wanted to hear from you because you're talking shit because of what I'm doing, and what I'm doing is standing up for you too.
You're
you
not.
Should be allowed to say that word
I've never asked you to do that.
You
ever.
should be allowed to say that word.
You're not standing up for me. I have no need to go out and call black people the N-word or anybody like that. That's the thing, dude.
You're okay
no. Hear me out. No,
because you're okay with censoring yourself, but that's what you do for a living.
It's about I literally just watched a video of you just pulling up to a gas station with the intention to start trouble.
And then to start trouble, you mean going to the gas station? I clearly said I'm just getting a monster. He said, "What are you doing?"
You're pulling the Candace, bro. Now you're doing like the Candace Owens thing where you're just pretending to be dumb. Come on, bro.
I can go to any store that I want to. You're like, don't go to that store. Don't say that word.
Yeah.
Hey, before you come on my stream, please don't say that. You're okay with censorship. I'm not.
Yeah. I mean, I am fine with it.
I'm not.
Yeah,
the guys who are in the job sites, we're not.
Okay,
we're sick of it. We're sick of getting fired for words, and you should be too, because you're saying, "Don't come on my Kick stream and say that word." You're fine with censorship because you're cucked.
I don't have any need to say it. I don't clip, bro. What are you talking about?
And you just said it. I'm fine with being censored. You're cucked. I'm fine. Have my wife, sir. I'm fine.
Dude, you're just
if that's why you're mad, we can get you on minoxidil. Call class, bro.
Yeah, I'll call class. Man, the irony of it is that you yourself are the exact same. You have low impulse control. You act just like them. There's no difference.
Listen, I'm not denying
the only difference between.
I'm not denying that.
Of course you are.
Okay, so I love that point you made, because it is something a saint said once. If you make an accusation, you're making a confession. When you were talking all that shit about, hey, for real, log off, you're ugly and you don't represent us. It was hard not to hear and feel the same thing about you, brother. You're ugly.
Oh, no.
Why are you somebody has to fill your shoes at some point.
I'm really sad that you don't want to have sex with me. That really bothers me a lot, man.
No one, dude. Why are you going
come on. Come on. I'm fuckable. I'm fuckable.
People call the Groypers gay. Stop doing that. You don't represent us. The people watching this are guys like me on the job sites now, not guys like you anymore.
Yes.
Oh my God!
Why does somebody?
This is why it's so pathetic to hear you.
No, legitimately, I don't speak for you.
Why does a man
I
have
don't
to
like
take back
you.
These little nooks and crannies of our country that are bleeding out into our white society. Did you see the chimp outs happening everywhere? Where they in Whole Foods? We're sick of
Sorry. I'm a Chad. Unlike you, little beta boy bitch.
Nice. Where's your hairline?
It's right here, buddy. It's not going anywhere. I just have a big ass forehead because I'm smart. It's containing all this brain. Maybe if you had more than 5 brain cells knocking around in your fucking head.
What are you mad about? I'm just curious why you're still mad at me when I'm literally telling you to stop being okay with being censored.
What do you want me to do? Like, I'm
stand
on
up
kick
for guys who are standing up for you, like me and Cinnabon
no,
and everybody else. These
you're not.
That are saying the N-word.
You're
stand
not.
up for the people who are standing up for you.
No, I don't want to. You're not standing up for me.
We already know, dude. I don't have to continue telling you. So if that's where this is going to end, that's where it's going to end.
Dude,
if you don't want to stand up for yourself and you don't want to stand up for people,
I just don't want to stand up for you.
We have nothing to talk about.
Well, you crashed out on me, bro.
I think I aired it out. I got my point across, I think.
You feel better? Do you feel better? Do you want a back rub now? You want to go have dinner or something?
Why is it always this gay shit with you people?
Because you started off like attacking me like my ex-girlfriend. You're acting like a girl from Hinge that I ghosted, dude. That's why.
Bro, it's always like a obsession with women with you queers, bro. You got to quit. You got to lose it. You're a simp still. Stop.
No. Look at how he's saying, again, projection and being hypocritical. Look at how he's, I'm sorry. Look at how he's talking about Beerson always bringing up gay shit and women. When he was the first one to say that he's estrogen. He's been giving the estrogen joke the whole time in the conversation. But look at his projection coming out. Again, it's in real time, ladies and gentlemen. You're seeing in real time what it is I'm talking about when it comes to these type of people. You see it. They project their own actions and behaviors onto other people. While at the same time, doing this shit, like literally in real time.
Chad, you're still in the middle. You're not an actual
I'm talking about ghosting bitches. That's Chad. You wouldn't know anything about that.
Yeah,
actually.
But you're always talking about bitches. Is my point. There's bigger things, dog.
It's one of the two genders.
Thing you talk about is girl. Stop it. We have a fucking real problem here.
What's the problem, dude? Like,
the problem is our country is gone. I thought that's what the Groyper movement was. Are you Are you guys actually feds? Because going from a spectator to in the shit. It makes me feel weird.
Yeah, nobody asked you to move. You should have stayed a spectator, bro. I like for everybody.
I wanted to, and then my city came for me to the point where it was either stars.
I
chose to speak.
What happened with that, by the way? Like what happened?
Let's talk about seriously. Isn't that what you would want to do if you actually had good faith and you wasn't a fed?
I'm asking. What do you? Oh my God, you're such a girl. I'm asking right now. What do you want? I'm asking.
What would you like to know, Beardson?
Yeah. So what happened? How did you originally get canceled?
I was going to work, driving to work, doing this speed limit. I just got bitched at the day before from my boss saying, "Hey, dude, you're not doing the speed limit." So I'm on my P's and Q's the next day. The bitch is honking, bah, 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 throws a fucking drink at my truck simply because I would not let her around because I can't go over the speed limit. Then I roll the window down. She says, "What's your fucking problem, white boy?" Which was this.
Did you hear that? Did you just fucking hear that shit? See, that's all you have to do is just let people talk. He just said she got mad because he would not let her go around. So what if you cannot go the speed limit? That's fine. But you not letting her go around means that you are stopping her from going around. You fucking idiot. You can do the speed limit all day, but you don't have to stop someone from getting around you. He just told on his fucking self. I told you. Just all you have to do is listen to people all the times. And they will tell on themselves like it ain't shit.
The same thing the fucking fire lane chimp said, ironically enough. I said, "Nigga, I'm just doing the speed limit." She threw another drink at my shit. That's 2 drinks now. I fucking said, "What the fuck?" It's a green light. We go. Then we ended up getting the red light again. What are the odds? I roll my window down again. I grab the Orthodox cross and I hit her with the cross blessing. She takes a picture. She posts it. She says, "This guy just called me hard R, blah, blah, blah." Didn't even happen that way. But even if it did, fuck her. She got me fired. I started my company 2 years later, bro.
Hang on. I don't believe that you didn't call her the hard R though. Like
I don't care.
I feel like you did. Like I mean, I'm just saying, given the circumstances of your situation now, it just kind of does make me feel like
someone not being linear and actually ramping up and becoming exponentially worse. I can't fathom that. We get it. I get your low IQ.
So you do acknowledge that you have gotten exponentially worse, though. So you do acknowledge that.
Thank you. So can I continue telling the story you asked about?
Another thing, those fragile conservative white males are easily radicalized. I call them YCs. They are so easily radicalized. Easily. Just look. Again, just like I told you, they blame other people for their racism. Here's one fucking experience in traffic, one road rage incident, because he couldn't contain him fucking self. It's wild.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So 2 years ago, I started my company. I've ran it for 2 years. I've been harassed the whole time. When they realized that I wasn't giving in to the starvation attempts, they came for me even harder. Came for me so hard I started posting the death threats that I was getting on my Facebook. They banned my account, saying that I was the radical one saying these things that I was screenshotting. I report to the FBI, to the police, to the sheriff. They do nothing. They're in my house. I'm showing them the fucking reports. I'm saying, hey, look at this shit they're saying about me on the internet. Nothing happens. The priest gets called. He's saying, oh, we can't baptize you anymore because we're getting threats. 3 days after that, the video that you were in love with, the Walmart video, she starts chimping out. Take the video, posted it, 10 million views overnight. Sorry, I can't even post on Facebook to defend myself. I'm literally being snuffed out and starved in my own hometown where I was born and raised. So I took to the internet to post the shit that the priest didn't even want to hear me explain about. Hey, I'm not a racist. I'm just sick of these chimp outs.
Explain that though. I think you're lying now because it says in your GoFundMe where you're using to solicit money from people that you were canceled for stuff that you were posting and saying online. So where does that come in?
Dude, the cancellation came from what I'm telling you. This started with the picture. Then I doubled down because I'm not going to apologize. They're like, huh, you said the N-word. I said, fuck you. I'm starting my own company. Ran my company.
I'm going to read this. I want to read this. Just over 1 year ago, I started the contracting company, and out of sheer necessity, I was fired from my previous contracting job after BLM activists targeted me over words I shared online, jokes and opinions they twisted to end my career. So that's like the story's not adding up here.
Dude, the GoFundMe was written with Grok, nigga. Duh.
Oh,
what do you think? I'm going to sit there and type it all out, bro? I've got work to do, brother. I'm telling Grok my situation. Hey, Grok, please write this shit for me.
For your own GoFundMe.
I don't have time. I just said that. Can I finish the story?
That's crazy. Yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Beardson is roasting the fuck out of this nigga.
Like
no, it's crazy. It's just it's crazy.
You're laughing at your brother being starved by his entire home.
No, I'm laughing at you just like continuing to post your L's. Just now, you're like, I'm too retarded to write one paragraph. Like that's that.
Right.
Grok wrote it.
Well enough.
Grok wrote it, and it's not even consistent with what you're saying. So it's not even like the accurate story. So now you're just
give, send, go. Here's where you can donate. Care about the story.
So you
want to hear the story, or are you mad that people are donating?
I'm trying to get the real story because there's two different stories.
I'm telling you the story. I was posting online after they canceled me initially for something I didn't post, for something someone else.
How do you? No. But you're a grifter. You're literally lying to people now to solicit money from them. Yes.
How so?
Because you said. The GoFundMe says that you got targeted for things that you said online.
I was saying online. I continued saying these things online that we're sick of it, that I'm not going to apologize.
No,
I
because
told you,
this is what you're.
But I mean, Grok.
No.
Grok understood. Shut the builder.
Oh my gosh.
I'm posting. So I explained it to Grok. Grok wrote my give, send, go paragraph. Yeah, dude, I've been posting online for years and years and years.
Okay, so then it wasn't just you holding out a cross at a lady then. So you're lying.
That's the picture that got me fired, dummy. I'm trying to explain to you what happened, why I started my own company.
But it wasn't just that though. It's like
Are
that.
you too low IQ to follow the story?
When
Like,
when there's so many inconsistencies to it, yeah. I mean,
the story. There's no inconsistency other than you're saying, oh, you're saying it was a picture, not post. Fuck off, dude. It was a post of a picture. You're being semantic and weird.
It says words. Like, what are you talking about?
Bed?
It literally says words. Because you spurred out at me for not answering.
Blown up and I have more followers than you after 9 years, bro.
What are you talking about? I'm not mad. I don't care.
In 2 months.
I've
more followers than you.
Okay.
You just said you were here for 9 years. Are you mad about that?
No, because I make more money than you.
Shut up and let me tell my story.
Because I make more money than you. But hey, guess what? Hey, Chud, I'm gonna drop some. I'm gonna drop some esoteric. Chud,
shut up.
I'm gonna drop some esoteric knowledge on you right now. You can't pay your mortgage and follower accounts. Okay, sorry, buddy. Can't pay your mortgage and follower accounts. No one gives
a fuck about what your cope is.
It's not cope. What do you mean? Go to you should go to the bank and tell them you have 119,000 followers on Twitter. Oh, he left. Oh, the Chad left. Bitch, fucking bitch, rage quit pussy, bitch. Fucking made him my little bitch, bro. Oh,
He did. He bitched that boy out. He really did. Chud, you a bitch, dude. You a whole bitch. Like, it's ridiculous, man. How pathetic you are, dude. It's ridiculous how fucking pathetic you are. You are fucking pathetic. That is wild, dude. Well, he lost his First and Second Amendment right for our sins. Lord Jesus, shut the fuck up. So every time I hear someone I don't know talking shit about me, like Bertson, they always have a receding hairline. Silently. Ad hominem. That's all you can do.
Before you come on my stream, please don't say that. You're okay with censorship. I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, I am fine with it. Like,
I'm not.
The
guys who are in the job sites, we're not.
Yeah, he really trying to grift off of this. I mean, but this is what they do. They monetize their victimhood. That's basically the grift now. The grift is to monetize your victimhood. Well, first you have to, when it comes to the conservative white males, you have to manufacture your victimhood. And you have to manufacture it based off of the small amount of percentage of your particular demographic that's experiencing, some hardships. While the vast majority of your demographic still gets all the benefit of it. Well, still gets the benefit of being that particular demographic. So you have to manufacture your victimhood. And once you manufacture it, now you want to monetize it. That's all grifting is. People find out ways to monetize their victimhood, to connect to the hating others. Confirmed Benson is a cook. Said himself he's fine with censorship. And I should be too. These betas have no position in this fight. You served your purpose. Now it's time to let the real men drive the shit. Dude, real men are not on the type of shit you're on. Like, you really on some bitch shit. On my way to Mark Pearson on his own kick stream. Yeah, okay. I have watched Nick for years. Always laughing and wondering why he was so mean to the super chatters and even his own corporate generals. Yeah, man. This is, And then just look at the infight. Just look at the shit. And dude was a pussy. People always look for reasons to they look and try to find reasons to justify being the way they are. They want to be a certain way, but they want to have a justification for it. So they focus in extreme examples they can and try to magnify them to give it the illusion that it's that it is the norm. So they can push their shit. Bitches suspended me, man. Look, more. This is a white supremacist account, but like the obsession that they have with Black Americans or Black people, period. Let's look at some of these comments. It's like it's all they spend their day doing is victimizing themselves and then consuming content of the most extreme examples. Like I literally just said, that's what they do. They take the most extreme examples and use those as justification for their inner hatred. When in actuality, you know, like they would hate the people anyway, even if not one person did anything that they're doing, they would still find something else to hate them about or to have a problem with them about. But this is what they do all day, is consume fringe examples of things to make themselves feel better. Because this is called lack, you know, this is called compensating. Like, because of the lack. They lack um, self-esteem for the most part. A lot of them do. Like they naturally lack self-esteem. And, you know, it takes seeing others below them for them to feel better about themselves. So that's why they'll never post the extreme on the other side, which would be the extreme good. You see, because the extreme good is better off than them. So for them to focus on the good part of something, and especially when the good part is the majority of it, that would take away from their self-esteem. So they have to go to the extreme on the other end, because that's how far they have to go to find somebody to look down on, because that's how far down the line they are. So anyone who operates, you know, with that type of mentality to where, you know, this is your main thing to do all day is to find extreme, the most extreme and worst examples of people to make yourself feel better. That's why it shows you how low they are, because they could never put this much attention into the majority, which is, you know, the good. or even using, again, the extreme to the other side. Because it will make them feel less than, like they will be more jealous. So this is how they have to compensate for their lack of self-esteem. Self-esteem. This is how they have to try to recuperate, try to get back. I can't good in the mother. Who else we got? Isaiah, my partner there. Shit. And damn, Isaiah go hard. You are worse than a Somalian. Vivek. Man, that Vivek. That Vivek is my God. That's like, there is one human being that I just can't stand it, man. He a crook. Like, that is the face of a crook. He's so fake. He's so false. Like, it's literally all I can see when I look in his face is just like, just flogging, like, for lack of a better word, like flagionado. Like, I think about fake fruit when I look at him. Is that Elon? Anyone who's been around illegal and low income immigrants before no Minnesota daycare is all scam. Come on, Elon. The pot cannot talk about the kettle. Nobody's a bigger scam than you. I'm sorry, y'all. I was looking at some shit. God damn, Sophia Vergara. I don't know if that's real. That could be fake. Chloe. Chloe is thick. Chinese fish back. That's what Milo talking about. Milo been on their ass lately. Most of white Christian Americans are being forced to subsidize the entire rest of the world. The fruits of their labor snatched at gunpoint by ruling elites. If it doesn't end, things will get better fast. Everyone is saying, everyone's okay. What's this? Milo sound like he on some shit. What do we pay in taxes? Okay, so that's why Milo said that. Well, Milo, I mean, that is, when you're on the top again, you can't complain about being on. You can't complain about the consequences of being at the top. When you're the majority, when you're the highest earners, when you're the most property owners, when you're the most business owners, when you're at the top of all of these good categories, like that comes with consequences. That's just the nature of life. And that's never going to change, Milo. Like that's always going to be the same. And see, there's more that victimhood. That type of shit is always going to be the same. Man, every time I see Elon talk about scamming, it's just like you can't say shit. You can't say shit, Elon. There's nothing you can say about scamming. With all the scamming you've done. You just bought a fucking election. How dare you talk about a fucking election? And you just bought one. How dare you, man? Like these folks have audacity. If they have nothing else, it's my laughing scam. Should be, but he has the audacity to talk about motherfucking election fraud and scamming. And he bought a fucking election. Right. What? He bought the fucking election. Like, you can't say shit, dude. I love it. That's actually a good picture. That's actually cool. Man, it's where to live at. You see why you capitalizing like that? No bullshit. Yeah, that shit's some power, boy. But listen, just by him capitalizing white supremacy like that, you could tell how much of a grip it got up his ass. Boy, white supremacy got his ass on the hook. I'm talking about white supremacy got his ass in the death lock. You can say, why you capitalize it like that? No bullshit. That boy feel like that boy feel like that shit around his motherfucking neck. I know he feel like that be around his neck, boy. Man, that is too funny, man. He gave that shit so much authority, capitalized it like that. That's wild. What the fuck he talking about?
Economic and cultural future. This beautiful diversity we see out in Worthington when I'm there, you see 50 languages spoken in the school, and you see every storefront filled.
I hate politicians, man. Oh, politicians just they disgusting me. I can't stand them, bitch. They all look the same. They all sound the same. They all do the same, vote the same, or they at least vote enough the same to give all our goddamn money away. I hate them bitches. And listen, it's so crazy how the racist pages and the white supremacist pages love nigga shit. Like, it is so amazing. Like, they love it, but they hate niggas. It's wild. I'm talking about they love nigga shit, but they just can't stand niggas. Like, why he ain't doing the Irish jig? You know, why he ain't doing the waltz? You know, like, if you hate black folks so much, why you ain't got your boy, you know, hitting one of them Scandinavian dances, you know, from the Vikings and shit, or one of them Victorian dances, you know. Oh, you got your boy out here crip walking and shit, but you hate black people. That's why I can't take people serious. I just don't. Like, I don't listen to that shit. And then again, I've come to find out that most times when people when people go so hard against something, like, I won't say 9 times out of 10, but I would say 7 times out of 10. I would say for the most part, when people just rail against shit and just go hard against it and just, you know, like, every time you see them, they just obsessed with it, talking about it, can't stop talking about it. 7 times out of 10, they fucking with it. They doing it themselves, or they're involved with it somehow. If they're not doing it, you know, they're benefiting from it somehow. Look. So, people, you know, again, we have freedom of speech. You don't have freedom from speech. Now, an assault is, you know, because people say you can't get arrested for words. Well, you know, again, it's not just words, because, assault by definition is not just physical. Assault can also be verbal, which is wild. You might not think that. But yeah, assault is not physical. The physical part is battery, legally. See, because you have to understand like legal definitions. You legal definitions most times are completely different from our colloquial meanings and understandings of words. So of course we just saying assault out in the street, we instantly thinking just punch or hit, but legally assault can be verbal. Like the law a lot of times depends on either a reasonable suspicion or or what a reasonable person would do. It's called reasonableness. So like a lot of times in the law, reasonableness matters, especially like in self-defense. Like that's one of the core of self-defense is reasonableness, because it's what a reasonable person would do in that situation. Would a reasonable person defend himself in that situation? So you say you can't go to jail for words, but yeah, you can legally, because if a reasonable person feel like you assaulting them verbally, like you can get arrested for it. Like now, I don't really agree with it, but that's what the law is, because I would like to be able to call a motherfucker what I want to call him. But at the same time, I would have consequences for that. Whether it be from the person, from me saying what I said to him, or, legally, I would prefer it not be legally. Like if I say something the person don't like it, just go and handle it. I would prefer that the law not, govern my words like that, but it can happen. And I mean, she'd be in her legal right to do so. And I'm not gonna pick out this one ass example. Folks get off that shit all the time. Show me the numbers of the other side. See how people saw one side, he go and find that one story. As if that one story is indicative of the rest. It's a composition fallacy. That the part makes the whole. Is that Myron? Abu, or whatever the fuck his name is, Amru. Yeah, that's Amru. I knew it, whatever. That's crazy. Lame ass dude. Yeah, that's Myron Gaines. His name is. I mean, so lame. Ben Lane, Lemon Lane. Tell you why did I bother him in trafficking when I just should have opened some out daycare? Boy, they finna run with this shit. They finna run with it. Should do my boy. I'd say, what happened here?
Okay, about who you're here to meet. This is gonna hurt you or touch you. I just want to talk because you committed multiple felonies tonight. Okay, you know why I'm here. So who are you here to meet with tonight?
This guy.
Okay, and where'd you meet this guy?
Online.
On a dating app?
Yeah.
Okay, and how old did he tell you he was?
Well, it said 18 when I started talking to him.
And when he messaged you, or when you messaged him, how old did he tell you he was? 15. And how old are you?
36.
Huh?
36.
36. So what business does a 36-year-old man have meeting with a 15-year-old boy?
I didn't. Wasn't thinking about it.
You mentioned you wanted to have. No, but I saw story time to kids.
Education.
It's a thing? But it's the LGBT.
What? He just made this a whole political thing.
The LGBTQ community doing that?
It's an international.
So it's the LGBTQ all the way to Z community that are doing that kind of stuff.
What the hell?
Is that a thing?
It's just educational.
Do you do drag queen story time to kids? You have?
Man.
So you work with kids?
Oh, okay. I see what they doing. Oh shit. Well, these folks know they know how to bring a story. Look at them. These folks know they know how to come up with a story, boy. That shit looks so staged, man. But I guess it's real.
Where you from?
Springfield.
This one.
They like
This side over?
yeah. You got you know where One Police Plaza is?
Yeah.
Yeah. They got them. But then they're gonna take this one case, this one thing, and say, "Oh, get rid of story time." But you know, I'm not all the way. You know, I don't care whether they do it or not. But they're gonna do it. I'm not opposed to it if they get rid of it. But I can just see the, you know, I see the play. I see the play. Cause it's just so steady. Like, what does that have to do with story time? That's why. I don't know about it. All right. I don't know about it, Karen, nigga. Get your ass on. Them folks should have locked your ass out. Right, Amru, yeah, okay. Knew I was right. What is dumbass saying? Like, this is one of the dumbest.
And it got split up, and that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah.
But long story short, anyone that had worked under the Bashir administration, they were looking to kill them. So he needed to get the fuck out the country.
Yeah.
And my parents didn't have the money to get him a flight to Qatar. So they hit me and they say, hey, we need $3,000 to get your uncle out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're looking for him. They're going to kill him. I was like, yeah, what the fuck? Of course. Just
Yeah.
whatever. You guys have my card. Buy him a ticket and get him the hell out of there. Could you imagine, like, had I not had that money?
Bro.
His blood would be on my hands.
Bro.
My uncle used to work for the Umar Bashir administration.
Yeah. You funded terrorism. Immediately. Yeah. That's fucked up. Yeah. Come on. Right. Look at that. Oh wow.
Yeah. You ain't gonna believe it. But it's a blessing because you do, because you got somebody to get to. Oh yeah. Oh, that's not a promise either. That's really old. Yeah. You're trying to get to. How old are you? Yeah. You ain't gonna believe it. But it's a blessing because you do, because you got somebody to get to. Oh yeah. Oh, that's not a promise either. That's really old.
Oh, that's real. Oh, what the babies. What the babies make you laugh. He said, oh, that's real old. I said, you ain't gonna believe it. What was that? Built not bought. Lord Jesus. I hope she ain't lying. She do look good. Beautiful black woman. Ooh. Good. That way down. Let's see. Yes, sir, Mississippi.
In today's NFL.
Went to school.
What nobody's ever told you about Jerry Rice is the fastest 40-yard dash that Jerry Rice has ever ran is a 4.71. There are defensive linemen who are running faster 40-yard dashes on a consistent basis in 2025. Jerry Rice's main thing was route running. It was agility, being able to get in and out of breaks quickly. That's because back in the day, nobody practiced agility. Nobody practiced strength training. Jerry Rice was great for his time. He's not a great all-time wide receiver because his game can't go in different eras. Jerry Rice would have to be a tight end in 2025 just based off of his speed. So imagine Jerry Rice, 75 pounds heavier, having to block and run routes. You would never call him the greatest wide receiver of all time ever again.
Boy. Oh my God. See, stuff like this you don't even respond to. It is so stupid. You know how many guys today still run a 4.6, 4.7? What are you talking about? Right, that's bait. Right. Like it's just shock jock, man. Like you just saying the most insane shit just to get, you know. He must be auditioning for a conservative talk show or something. He trying to get on the Blaze. He trying to take Jason Whitlock's spot. Beerson. I'll probably be able to see his page. Okay. Okay. Hitting that stogie. Oh, excuse me. Check my phone. The first corpus. Is this being across a well, the defamation case gonna be, man, I know what you said. Oh, it's gonna be so epic. Yeah, that lawsuit, that defamation case gonna be oof. And they put fraud under there. Oh, they gonna kill him. They gonna rock their motherfucking world. They gonna rock their ass. Hell no. Ain't no way. This is not real. That is not real. This is AI. Okay. I often say that is wow. Oh, I mean, is that the real photo? Who is she? So what? Imagine after third round, you second. Boy, those folks silly. Let me go see how many bookmarks this motherfucker got. It got 392 bookmarks. There's 392 gooners. They gooning that shit, boy. Yeah, they almost got me too. I'm like, hell no. It's that's wow. I mean, how could you not though? If that was real. I do agree with that. To be a politician in America, like you at least need to be 4 or 5 generations in before anybody in your family can be a politician. Like I most definitely believe that. You gotta, like you gotta maturate or matriculate the immigrant shit out, like you gotta get some time and some blood in the soil. Like you gotta matriculate out, You can't just for one, you so can't just come here become a citizen and then become a politician. 2, come here have a child and that child become a politician. Like that's too soon. Like if you come to America, no one in your family should be able to be to run for office. I would at the very, very least say your great grandchild, your 4th generation. Maybe I don't even want to say grandchild because I mean it's just not long enough. Like 2 generations here is not long enough to have a say so in a country that's been here for over 400 years, or at least a system and a life and a way of living, and even longer for other ones, like all the natives. So yeah, like no, you at least need 4 generations in. I mean, and you might not get a chance to see it as a first generation, immigrant here. But yeah, anyone running for office should really have to prove their lineage. Like how long have you been in America? Like shit, because like it's serious, man. Yeah, anybody can be an American, as I was saying earlier, but you're not as American. Like, how much of an American are you? Just being, really is not good enough. And it's very disrespectful for someone to think they can just come here and instantly be as much as an American of people who have had family members not only shed blood for this country, but have a lineage that helped build the country, that helped found the country. Like it's asinine to think that you are just as. No. And see, and the thing is, it's not like that in anything in life. Any job you go to, like just because you get that job that day, you're not the same type of employee as someone that's been in that job for 20 years. You don't get the same type of perks. You don't get the same type of pay. You don't get the same type of treatment. And that's the same with anything. with any sport you join, with any organization you're in, with anything you do in life, you are not as much the same as the people who have been there before you, no matter what it is. And the same applies to being a citizen of this country. Again, and especially for the same reasons that we are not Japan, that we are not Nigeria. I mean, well, Nigeria is kind of new, but that we are not Chad or Botswana, or that we are not Europe. Those places had, like those people were native to those lands, or at least, recently native, and when I say recent, I mean, in the last 3,000 years type shit. So like, those were their native lands, and they established those countries in those native lands. So for those same exact reasons, America is not that, which means that citizenship has to be earned. Like, and when you have had people's lineage shed blood to be able to call themselves, for us to be here to say we're American, it is beyond disrespectful for you to think that you can just come and say that you are just as much as we are in terms of citizenship. Yeah, you have rights, like we, like I said, even with jobs and certain things, like there's no perks based on how long you've been here, although it should be, because it's like that with everything else. But we at least get to have that. We, since there are no physical perks for the most part. As a matter of fact, you probably get more perks as an immigrant, but no, I'm gonna say that. Anyway, so since there are no perks for the most part, other than what just becomes a citizen, the other once you become a citizen, you get the same thing. So there is nothing extra that we get. We at least get to have that notion of we are more American than you are, than you'll ever be. But after an amount of time, you will have the same story. You will have that lineage. You will be more American than the next person that had come over. So, only people with this immigrant mentality means that to be an American is that you're still just as American as someone else, and you're not. And it's completely disrespectful for you to do so. And, we really need to start checking folks for that shit. Because this some, like some serious, like some serious shit, man. Ain't got nothing to do with her. Did we ever find out why God allowed slavery? Cause it ain't got nothing to do with all this shit. It ain't his business. Free will, nigga. We been through that. What you talking about? Free will. Yeah, God's not gonna stop stuff from happening, man. That's why he gave us free will. I put too much faith and dependence in almost like Prime Minister. Now, is this man really saying this shit?
قضية صومالية قضية إلهام معها قضية إلهام معها قضية مينيسوتا معها قضية غير مريكان قضية إلهام وقضية صومالية
Yeah, I can kind of tell he said just how she looked. She looked like, nigga, you get me in trouble, nigga. Like, nigga, you get me in trouble, nigga. Look at how she looking. Like, nigga, you know you get me in trouble, man. But yeah, yes, that's what I'm talking about. Like, take your ass on, man. Like, no. So you ain't been here long enough. But at the same time, hey, I can't be mad at him. I can't be mad at him. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Corporations. This graph correlates with the number of growing corporations, the number of lobbyists, the number of restrictions taken off corporations, Glass-Steagall. Like, that's what this represents. And people keep voting for it. People keep voting for it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Y'all voting for it though. See, y'all voting for it. And see, and this is why, again, this is another one of those white supremacist pages, right? This is another one of those. Like, look at this shit. Now, all this time, all they focus on, all this time, black people telling y'all the government ain't shit. The government ain't shit. The government is fucking us. The government is fucking us. And y'all telling black people that, no, shut the fuck up. You're just complaining. You're not taking responsibility, accountability. And look at what has happened all this time. Look at that. Look, let's watch it again. This is a very important graph. I'm glad I seen this. All this time, all this black hate. And boom, they got your ass. They hit you with the okie-doke. But all this time hating black people. And black people telling you how the government's fucking you. And see, these politicians, look at what the politicians are allowed to happen. Because they're billionaire puppets. Just look at that shit. Look at what the politicians are allowing to happen. The whole time, black Americans have been telling y'all this shit is not fair. The billionaires are getting too much money. But in all these years, you all have been so okay with minimum wage staying low. You were so worried about companies losing money and prices going up. Well, prices went up anyway, motherfucker. This graph is a classic example of that. All the time, black Americans have been telling y'all how the government has been fucking us. And you just thought we were complaining. We were talking about all of us. And look at what has been allowed to happen. And you all defended it. You defend corporations being able to charge the prices they charge and pay the small amount of wages they pay. Look at that shit. Look at that. That is not right. This is not right. This is wrong. This is dead fucking wrong. All of this correlates with our national debt, because again, our national debt funds our private sector. All of this correlates with the rise in millionaires and billionaires, the rise in lobbyists, the rise in the unshackling of the regulations on corporations. The further this go up, the more lax the regulations became on corporations. This is exactly what this represents. America may be the most unregulated place in the world when it comes to corporations. That's why we have the most billionaires. That's why it's such an oxymoron for them to talk about government regulation. And it's impossible to say that corporations are regulated when we have the most corporations in the fucking world. Or the most, the richest corporations in the world, I mean. No one is richer. We have the richest corporations in the world. We have the most billionaire corporations. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. There's no way that we can be the most regulated country. If anything, we're the most unregulated country. So that's an oxymoron and just another stupid talking point that you believed all this time. All this time, that this is what that represents. You believe that the government was regulated. We need free market. We need free market. This is unfettered market. This is more than free market. This is unfettered. And you champion this shit. You champion to keep minimum wage low. You voted for it. You voted for the people like this is come on, man, that's wrong. But y'all don't listen. And that's why I say that. Oh, that's right. Now let me say it. Bastard. I don't want to create another page, man. I really don't. Oh Lord. I'm sick of hearing about that. ChatGPT would create images that gave Jesus, but we're not generating a picture of Muhammad. So what? So what? Again, more white fragility, conservative white fragility. So what? You're the top. You're the top religion in America. You're at the top. So what if people make jokes about you? That's a consequence of being at the top. You can't have it both ways. You can't be a Christian nation with freedom of speech and then expect people not to make fun of you. And like companies can choose who they want to allow to be made fun of or not. So like that's what happens. That's what comes with being at the top. You're able to get made fun of. And the people who are not at the top, no, you can't make fun of them. Because being on the bottom or being, not number one, that's not the consequence that they get for not being number one. But when you're number one, that's just part of the consequence of being number one. Like deal with it, like suck it up. So what? Let's see if Amazing Lucas is on. I'm checking some on another tab, guys. Hold on just a second. Let's check to see if one of my folks I'll be following was live. Damn, Josh, what's up, boss? Boy, that's what really be showing out. Do 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 do. Let's let's watch some YouTube. Nope. I'm live. YouTube looks so different.
The Browns put themselves in a situation where fans can't trust what they say. That's pretty much
fair.
That's
I
pretty
agree
much
with
what
that.
it is. Because of just, again, I've already pointed out the two biggest lies that Kevin told this season. And then you think about, I think it's also become this feud now where you got the old school mind of football who can look at the game and say this person is good or bad. But then you got the analytic people that say, well, analytically, this guy is good or bad. No. And the problem with that is we've been dealing with analytics for 6 years, and it's
but every team uses analytics.
Yeah, but but you know the Browns are like
but what I'm saying is
the leaders of it.
I don't know that they're the leader. If they were the leaders, they'd be good at it. The Eagles are the leaders of it.
Well, they're second.
Yeah,
we have done nothing for 6 years but try to be what the Eagles are. And for some odd reason, the Eagles get it right, and
because they have good people who are balancing. Because the smart teams balance analytics and gut. No good team is just using gut.
The Browns put themselves in a situation where fans can't trust what they say. That's
fair.
That's
I
pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
Because of
probably my greatest feat of strength was tombstoning you. I had all of that adrenaline because during the whole match at WrestleMania 22, that's all I'm thinking about is like at the end of this, I'm going to try and.
Asian trying soul food.
Today, I'm going to be trying Legends Soul Food. This is my first time trying soul food, so I'm super excited. First up, we got their crispy fried chicken. You know it's good when you clean off the bones. I don't know what seasoning they put on this thing, but it is seasoned beautifully. And the batter is just so flaky on the outside. Listen to this breading. They also got your classic chicken and waffles. Let's drown that in some syrup and hot sauce.
Damn, boy.
I probably should have ate that with a fork and knife, but that waffle is super fluffy. Pairs really well with that chicken and syrup. Perfect combo right there. I'm really digging their hot sauce. Next up, let's try some of their sides. Here we have their collard greens.
Collard green.
The last time I had collard greens, it was super salty, but this right here, super flavorful, not too salty. It's got a hint of that turkey flavor to it. Next up, let's try their mac and cheese. Today, I'm going to be trying Legends Soul Food. This is my first time trying soul food, so I'm super excited. First up, we got their
And we're slurping this shit. Let's see. You know, I watch a lot of reaction videos and reactions of reaction videos. Tyrone. Oh yeah, let me watch Mad Does right quick.
Hey, carrots, you're gonna wake the baby. I gotta get to work.
This is important. Sir, I think you're $10 worth of pops.
Is Shedeur Sanders the problem at quarterback?
That's tripping. Come on, bro.
Back for the Cleveland Browns, or does it go a little bit deeper than that? I wanted to answer that.
So the full video is not gonna play. So I'm just gonna play a short video.
That question for you today. Now, they're coming off a win, and this is still being debated. Is Shedeur Sanders a good quarterback? Is he a bad quarterback? Is he terrible? Can he read defenses? Can he not? Does he got the arm strength? Does he not? Is he the future? Again, so many questions. Revolving Shedeur Sanders, and I wanted one running back in the backfield, 3 tight ends. We're actually going to motion Harold Fannin from inline to all the way out wide. Now, route concept-wise, this is going to be very intriguing. We are going to get a go ball or a clear route down this right sideline, trying to take away the safety right here to the bottom side, or the safety right here, and the DB to the bottom side. From there, we are going to be running this quick slant over the middle. We're going to get a dig route from our tight end, Bates. Essentially what that means is he's going to release over the middle of the field. Now, watch what happens here. Again, out of 13 personnel, they're going to send a linebacker for whatever reason. For whatever reason. Okay, I don't know why. But look at the right guard here, okay? Now, obviously, right, if we understand that they are, let's just say, sending this guy, you got man-to-man here. The right guard should be picking up anything going through the A-gap. Anything. I have no idea why he slides over here. Why? You tell me. They're in a 5-man scat, okay? They're sliding their protection to the left, which means if we have man-to-man to the right, wouldn't you expect him to pick up the A-gap? Right? I mean, that's just me. Either way, he gets a free rush to the quarterback. Okay, now at this point, Shedeur Sanders is under pressure before his back foot hits the drop back, right? Boom. He's not able to go through a full drop back. It is unbelievable. Okay, either way, drops back, feels the pressure, gets rid of it, right? Somehow makes the guy miss in the backfield. Eyes continue to stay down the field. You see Jerry Jeudy and Bates getting behind the second level of this defense. 2 linebackers are bit up, wide open, stays looking down the field, finds Bates for a 19-yard pickup. Now, again, you guys tell me, and trust me, I'm going to go through the bad plays. I'm going to go through the picks. Don't worry. We're going to be honest. But you tell me, what was the issue on this play? Was it the right guard sliding to double team the right tackle when the A-gap was literally just a free rusher? You guys tell me. All right, another interesting play. Offensive line is going to be in a 4-man slide protection off to the left. Ultimately, these guys are going to drop back into coverage. Right tackle's got pretty much no responsibility early, which is fine. No pressure on this play. I think the offensive line does fine here. Now, route concept, we're going to swing our running back out. We're going to get this little stop route over right in front of the linebacker dropping into his zone. And then we're going to get another little in route or stop route over the middle of the field here. We've got a couple of different options here, right? Now, because they're blitzing off the left side, I would have liked him to throw this ball right away to Harold Fannin. But I think he actually does a really good job reading the right side of the field, getting the ball out with anticipation. Ball's coming out early. I like it. I like it a lot, actually, right? Again, I do think Harold Fannin could have been a good option as well, but I think he makes a good decision, finds Jerry Jeudy, get a 10-yard pickup. I like how quickly the ball comes out here. Once you read what the defense is in, once you see 51 kind of stop at Malachi Corley, I believe that's him, ball's already out. Boom. Great job. I think that's a good rep. Another really good play here and a great pass by Shedeur Sanders. Offensive line is going to be in what we call a full slide. Usually when we're sliding our offensive line off the play action, we need someone protecting the main.
Yeah, Shador, my boy. I love Shador. They be trying to fuck with him. $3. All right, guys. Appreciate everybody for watching, who tuned in. I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. I'm gonna boot up tomorrow night too. So see y'all tomorrow.